Every man seeks knowledge by nature. Be human and help others with knowledge. The Educational Center of the Balkans, in cooperation with the German Association of Sterilization, DGSV, is an institution that brings together a team of experts. The main activity of the Education Center is training employees to perform sterilization and disinfection of medical instruments in healthcare, but also pointing to the importance of the world standards. When we talk about education, we are talking about the highest standard of education that gives employees the broad level of knowledge in this very important area. Education is in line with the educational system of the German Association of Sterilization, DIN 58946-6. The school is intended to be for employees that have to do with sterilization, the nurses in the operating room, but also to all those who have a desire to learn more in this field. The school has an international status and consists of 3 levels. Our center not only provides highly specialized experts in various fields that are provided by the curriculum, but also a friendly atmosphere and all the necessary requirements for school attendance. The highest international standards in terms of the central sterilization is working according to DIN EN ISO 13485 certification. Numerous studies have been done with the aim of standardization work in the central sterilization, and emphasis is placed on the establishment of international standards in this area. Conducted research of individual standards has not given satisfied results that are reflected in the quality of work. For these reasons, the DIN EN ISO standards were established, which are the highest in the world, and that is the only measure of quality work process. The adoption of these standards represents the work to the highest standards. The reprocessing of medical devices is feasible only with a validated method to work, and that solely in accordance with all laws, regulations and codes of practice and medical sciences. Treatment must be based on the relevant DIN, EN and ISO standards. The reprocessing of medical devices is an important link in the chain, and every failure can jeopardize not only the patient but also the financial status of the clinic. Overuse of antibiotics and the development of infection are directly related to failures in sterilization or disinfection measures. The result, of course, increased financial costs. Undetected failures in central sterilization, which managers often don't know, they remain in the dark, while they still address the consequences, infection, and not the cause, poor organization of central sterilization services. Our center is open for cooperation with everyone. Barriers do not exist and the knowledge is here. On this issue, we will give a very brief answer. Faith in man and a better tomorrow is what sets us apart from others. Organization structure of our center is divided into management and expert committee and professional teams. Covering all segments is guaranteed for the quality of the work. Amir Svraka, founder and president of the Educational Center of the Balkans. He is certified on all 3 levels of education by DGSV, SGSV, an expert for all kinds of validations, an expert for certification according DIN EN ISO standards, an expert for control of work in central sterilizations for the Ministry of Health of the Republic of Germany. Milan Kaites, founder and vice president of the Educational Center of the Balkans. Tatjana Drobniak, president of the Center's organizing committee, specialist in central sterilization work control for Serbia. Karin Hermes, head of the Center's expert team, a specialist for certification in accordance to DIN EN ISO, a specialist for QM. Dr. Science Amela Meda, an expert advisor to the Center's teaching department. Professor Dr. Dženana Buzulagic, specialist in hospital hygiene, team leader for hospital hygiene. Dr. Aida Pitic, an epidemiologist, specialist in hospital hygiene, sector hospital hygiene. Diplom-Geologe Thorsten Siebert, team leader for water quality in accordance with DIN EN ISO. Diplom-Ingenieur Jörg Schlosser, sector for water quality in accordance with DIN EN ISO. Diplom-Ingenieur Ralf Diehl, Sector for Water Quality in accordance with DE and ISO. Klaus Roth, Team Leader Microbiology. Nujema Puzilo, Department of Microbiology. Ivan Milicic, Team Leader for IT. Alexander Holz, Specialist for IT. Inan Bulut, Specialist for Validation according to DE and ISO, Specialist for Certification according to DE and ISO. Roman Kessler, Occupational Safety and Health Specialist. Maja Milan, Specialist in Central Sterilization Work Control for the Balkans and the Republic of Macedonia. Azar Muzorovic, Specialist in Central Sterilization Work Control for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Jürgen Schumacher, Specialist in the Design of Central Sterilization in accordance with DE and ISO. Ivan Steryowski, Lawyer. Julia Rohner, Graduated Translator for Foreign Languages. Jens Wennekamp, Public Relations Manager. Our mission is to provide patient safety, allow them not to meet with the consequences that occur as a result of a failure in sterilization. That is one of our main goals. When health is threatened, the disease requires hospitalizations, the medical team is facing a huge task, but also an obligation to help the people, pay them a fundamental right, a right to a quality and healthy life. Surgical interventions ranging from less complicated, which needs less complex instruments, to the very complicated that require sophisticated equipment and therefore more complex materials and prepared work. Inadequately sterilized instruments can bring a lot more damage than it is useful. Should it be that way? Infections in the world are responsible for thousands of deaths. They are often unnoticed, and the hearts of many families remain empty for a lifetime. Medicine is a human business, helping the sick and their families to bring the smile back on their face. We are a team that gives surgeons operating safety, the team that does not allow human lives getting lost due to infection or omissions at work. In life, there are two basic choices: to accept the situation as it is, or to take responsibility to change it. And that's exactly what we did. The creator, founder and president of our center is Mr. Amis Vraka. Inspired by the idea that the differences between people don't exist, that every man has a right to high quality and comprehensive healthcare, that religion, nationality or skin color does not put people into categories. Mr. Vraka is firmly resolved to fight for the safety of all patients. That is the essence and the cornerstone of our center. Love of the job and all the people. The belief in a better tomorrow. After a long-standing idea of Mr. Vraka is able to realize and to establish an institution, the Educational Center of the Balkans. The whole team of people led by Mr. Vraka and his deputy, Mr. Kaites, bravely fights for you, for your safety and the safety of your loved ones. And remember, one thing is certain. Human life is priceless. Compromises do not exist. Our center is ready to help everyone, and it is in your hands that you will accept our help and what will be the situation in your country.